Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so tonight we have the 10 of Wands. And this has to do with opposition, right? Usually, whenever I see a 10 of whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. And then I remember, not always the best feeling, but we're going to see. We're going to see what's going on here. Okay. Now, if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It's free to subscribe. Also, if you want to like the video or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. All right. I just want to get that away, get that out of the way immediately. I know it's not my favorite part. So we have a teacher. We have a beetle. We have a beetle up here, a large beetle. You can see its little pinchers. Or what are the stag beetles with their, what are those called? Horns, I guess. Maybe little beetle antlers. No, I think they're horns. We also have the teacher here in the middle, and you can see holding a book. Okay, so we have a bird, we have a blue jay, kind of forceful bird, loud, jolting at times. We have, it looks like the Cretan snake goddess over here. So I want to start with, when we have a person sitting, kind of meditating here, and a horse beneath. And a person holding the moon up here. So we have maybe like a Diana. A lot of goddess energy today. So I want to start over this way. We have the teacher, and I think that quite literally this might be a teacher that you had at some point in your education journey, right? I'm feeling like this is maybe somebody from your childhood, and almost maybe somebody, a teacher that maybe not your favorite, but they had a very lasting effect. And I almost feel like there was almost like a mythology around this person. You know, I don't know if you remember in elementary school when kids would get to talking about teachers and you know, little gossip. And when you're a kid, it's like stuff like, oh, that maybe they're like a witch, you know, like, you know, they, or whatever it is, you know, some conspiracy, the conspiracy of children. And I think that there really was this kind of very stoic, hard, strict kind of demeanor, okay? And maybe not a very popular teacher, but I think that you found some kindredness, and I wonder if it is, because we're holding the book here, if it was through reading, if this is maybe somebody who really promoted reading as not only something that you did in school, but something that was a hobby, but also beloved, right? A place to go into many worlds, to meet many people, to learn how people have lived and what they think about. And I don't know about you, but when I'm reading a novel or, well, it could be anything. I really like I like books of letters and diaries and things like this. But when I read something and they've had a thought or feeling that I thought, I didn't know anybody else felt that way. I didn't know anybody else thought about that. There's something about that kinship, even if it is some fictional character, and it makes you feel like you're part of something greater, something that's been going on maybe forever, right? The cycles, the web of relation to one another. Our separateness seems less profound. We're a little bit closer. And so this person comes up, I don't know why, but I think that it's something important. And I think this is something that you've been thinking about lately. Maybe kind of reminiscing over old things or coming to some kind of realization. But I think that if this person is still manifest in a corporeal body, that is that they're still here with us in the physical, maybe it would be worth writing them a letter. But even if they're not, even if they were, much older when you were a child and now, they obviously maybe have passed on, still writing a letter. There's something beautiful about recognizing the people of our life, even if they're not the most prominent, right? Even if it was only for a moment, it's worth recognizing. They are worth recognizing. And so we also have the beetle. And so I'm thinking of Kefri, of course. If you don't know who that is, it is the beetle that rolls the sun across the sky through its different stations. And this is, movement of time. It is an evolution of self. I do feel that you're in a place where there maybe is some sentimentality. There maybe is some nostalgia. There maybe is a real distinct desire to kind of be the archaeologist of your own life, of your own histories. And so maybe you are going through a period of time where you're thinking about doing some kind of genealogy or some kind of project to, gather information about the family or experiences of family members. And I always think this is a beautiful project. And I used to talk about it more often when I first started my readings. But really what comes to mind here is taking the time to go and talk to the people in your family who are still around, all of the elders. And now maybe you're at a point in your life where you are the elder, and maybe your peers, your siblings, cousins, whoever, some are around and some are not. Whoever is around, it might be worth the effort of, getting a little recorder or taking your phone. Of course, you can videotape, get a little tripod, or, just use a voice memo and record. But I think that taking taking record of the stories. You know, things that maybe seem super inconsequential to us because we lived it. And it's like, oh yeah, that happened. It wasn't, you know. But to the family, to your kids, to your grandkids, the great-grandkids, these might be things that really are quite moving, that are interesting. I don't know about you, but you know, I come from like just generations of diaspora, really. Because my family on my father's side, we are Choctaw, Native American. And as we all know, the indigenous peoples of the Americas were colonized, and a lot of people forcibly moved, which is the story of my family, as it is for many others. And yeah, during these movements, some forced and some chosen, we've lost our connection. You know, I've lost my connection to my culture, to my language. And so if I had the ability to know about my family, I wouldn't necessarily be as interested in these big events of life, but the day-to-day stories. The stories about, oh, you're my favorite dog, or I had a special flower garden out by, you know, the back of the yard, or, you know, how I got my first pair of shoes for church or school, or, you know, whatever. These little stories that seem like, well, nobody wants to hear about that. But when it's our family, and when it's especially people that we don't necessarily know that well, or maybe never met, or didn't even know they existed, but their blood, and it doesn't have to be blood, it doesn't have to be biological, but their connection, their essence, it runs through our life, through our veins, through our consciousness. We're part of a collective experience. And if you think of, you know, life and the universe, and each one of us is part of a fractal plane, our little pieces of that, you know, great fractal thing, maybe are close together. We're neighbors, right? And so I see you really drawn to having these understandings. I see you in a place where, yeah, you want to maybe understand yourself a little bit more. You know, how did this all come to be? What am I made of, right? And now listen, I know our family is not the only thing. There's a lot of, we're such composite beings, right? But this is one of the most potent, because it's so much about our identity. And so, you know, I think that this is a time that could be very empowering for you. And also, might be some really interesting stuff that comes about, right? You might hear about things you just absolutely did not know. And it's fun. I think it's fun to interview people. So that might also be something that you find that you really enjoy, right? And so we also have the letter N and E. N-E, okay? Maybe a place, maybe a name, initials. So we have a person here, and it looks like they're hand in hand with another person who's standing here. You can see the heads up here and the hands kind of right here. We also have what looks, I'm going to think of this as like Cupid, okay? So love, right? If you don't know who Cupid is, it's that little cherubim or the little angel, baby angel thing that has a bow and arrow, and when you get shot by the arrow, you fall in love. And so I want to look and see here. There is an air of love happening. It doesn't have to be romantic. This could be friendship or family, familial love. We're going to look and see, though. I want some clarity. What is this love energy? These are the Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards, and I love them. They're gorgeous. We're going to flip through and look at 3 of them. We have lust. Okay, so maybe maybe this is amorous after all. Lust, decision. Ooh, revenge. Ooh, my goodness. This one got spicy real quick. Okay. All right. So I want one more. I need actually 2 more. I'm going to do one here and one here. This is how I clarify my own tarot readings. When I have a question, I go between the 2 to see what exactly, where are you leading me to? Okay, so somebody who is just like way up there for you. A great beloved. Somebody who just seems like they're above the rest, right? And I'm going to flip again. Last one. We're going to see, what is this revenge about? An affair. Oh my gosh. When the cards want to just say it, they say it, don't they? I was trying to tiptoe around, like, maybe there's a little infidelity happening here. On somebody's end. Maybe not you, maybe somebody that you are dating, you've met, they're being unfaithful. Maybe this is your partner, they've been unfaithful, and you've come through that, and you've met somebody new, but you are still in that place of pain. Oh my goodness. Should we pull one more just to kind of see, like, what is, these feel like all of the feelings. Like, it starts with the lust, right? Ooh, and a decision that needs to be made. But there is such a feeling of another party being very resentful. I mean, resentful, okay? Angry, hurt, beside themselves, okay? But the connection is just, it feels like, whoever is in this thing, it just feels like it's like you can't help yourself. There's a belovedness here, okay? But yeah, ultimately it does. It feels like this is some kind of affair. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a dalliance. This might be the beginning of another relationship. And maybe there's some overlap, and, maybe it's like shame on you, right? I'm doing the shame on you. But I don't know. It almost feels like I can't help myself here. Now I am going to flip through. I'm going to stop right here, and I just want to see if it will give us some idea, because I'm nosy right now. I'm like, what's going on? Seduction. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I think the choice is made here to succumb to the same. Because maybe all of this was kind of really happening in the mental, right? Yeah, it's like, am I gonna do this thing? Is this, is this really worth it? Is this, going to destroy my life? Is this going to destroy somebody else's life? Is my life being destroyed by somebody else? But there's a decision, right? And I just feel like it's like enchanted by this love, this lust, this need. It feels like the first thing that I want to put this away. I'm going to put it away because my goodness. But it feels like the first time, and let's look at very, very on the nose. We have a volcano erupting, but it feels so fiery. It does. It feels like you're a kid, just you're moving off of impulse. And I keep saying you, now maybe this is somebody else, right? And maybe you are the one that is being tormented by this thing. But at the same time, and I'm going to say this as nicely, and let me just tell you, no judgment from me, ever, ever, ever. But I feel like this maybe is you. I think that you maybe have fallen in love with somebody outside of your primary relationship. Or fallen in love with somebody who maybe has a spouse or a long-term, thing going on. And, I don't know. We're animals. We sometimes are prone to kind of being swept away into these, streams of potent connection and lust and love and whatever. So I don't know that this is going to end up being the person of your life, but yeah, I think that really the message here is you gotta try to go into that fortress of solitude, right? Just for a minute, so that you can really contemplate what is this all gonna mean? What is the fallout gonna be? What is this going to look like? Is this like a momentary thing? Like a little, like self-medicating with love, with copulation. And it suffices for that moment, but then it's like catastrophe afterwards. Or on the other hand, maybe, in a situation where you're not happy, they're not happy, you meet each other, you fall in love, you try to restrain yourself, and you can't. This is your twin flame. And you end up together, and through some brutality, maybe emotional, not physical, of course. But, you kind of sail off into the sunset together. I don't know, because the cards won't tell me. But they're telling me something's going on. That's the big thing. Now, I want to look over here. We have an umbrella. So I do feel like it's kind of like prepare for some stormy weather. But we have a heart. We have a person who looks like, well, I immediately get the vibe of the hermit, but we also have an oil lamp. So a wish come true. Okay, the opportunity to manifest. And yeah, I feel like we have this just an engagement with love. And really, I feel like during this time, you know, if it feels treacherous or wonderful or both, or, you know, you're confused or whatever, there's life here. Where I feel like for like quite a while, it has felt like you're just going through the motions. And suddenly you are feeling something for the first time, maybe in years, maybe in a long time. But things are not going to go super smoothly. Okay, and I can tell you. But that's life, right? Nothing ever really just goes as we plan it to. This is, I just kind of put these in here at random. Then I will shuffle them after. I'm not filming because, my goodness, it gets messy. I'm not good at shuffling. My husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, his name is Paul. He's amazing at shuffling. I'm like, I don't even know how you do it so well, but you do. For me, they're flying everywhere. Now we have the, what are they called? The gratitude affirmation cards. And these ones are from Purple Canyon. Purple Canyon. And I love these cards so much. I'm going to flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. Stellar narratives. I am grateful for the cosmic tapestry where stars etch tales across the infinite expanse of space, painting wonder in the night sky. Practice. Look up to the sky and appreciate the hollowness and infiniteness of the space, which gives hope and inspiration. Yes, absolutely. I am a sucker for the night sky. I'm a sucker for space. I am not learned in the sciences. I hit a wall at very low mathematics. So I'm not that, like learned in these areas, and I'll just be very open about that. But I'm like on YouTube constantly, recently, watching space documentaries and things. My husband has been like, why are we watching so many things about voids in space or in the universe, right? I don't know. I'm obsessed. To me, it puts in to content. I'm not the content, it perspective, right? In this very abstract place in my mind that I can't even begin to comprehend, but just how vast, just like how much is going on out there, how much it takes to align for me to be right here, right now, talking to you. Blows my mind every time. It just, I don't know. I'm having a little bit of a love affair with space. And when it's not cloudy, it's been cloudy a lot lately here, but when the sky is open for me to see, when she shows herself to me, when I get to sit out there at night and just, make eyes with Nuit. Oh yes, these are some of my happiest times. And I hope that you have a similar relationship with the divine, or with the cosmos. And so yes. All right, Taurus, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do. If you be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel a lot with the engagement. Also, if you want to subscribe, it is free. I would love for you to not miss any of your readings. And if you want to leave a comment, definitely do that. I read them all. They mean the world to me. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it. So again, I love you, Taurus. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.